Right now on ABC 10 News at 4 o'clock, we are tracking dangerous heat in parts of the county. The safety risks to be aware of if you're working or exercising outdoors. Plus, we'll have your forecast. And a spike in the demand for COVID-19 testing as the Delta variant circulates. The reason for the increased need and what some sites are doing to meet the demand. Plus, the president now calling on embattled Governor Andrew Cuomo to resign.
ABC 10 News at 4 starts now.
Bring lots of water. Don't be embarrassed to turn around if you're not feeling well.
An excessive heat warning is now in effect through Wednesday night. High temperatures will increase the risks for those working outside or participating in outdoor activities. Thank you for joining us. I'm Kimberly Hunt. And we begin with ABC 10 News reporter Mimi Alcala. She is live in Poway, where hikers' safety is also a big concern.
Hi, Kim. Yeah, this is a popular trail here at Lake Poway that takes you up to Potato Chip Rock. But recently there were a couple of rescues. One of the problems is some hikers don't bring enough water or underestimate just how serious this excessive heat can get.
The earlier you go, the better.
As the heat advisory is in effect, Raymond Buchong and Justina Estrada got their 3-hour hike from Lake Poway Trail to Potato Chip Rock started around 7:30 Tuesday morning before it got too warm.
I just went ahead and just it's a really popular hike, so a lot of people have done it, so it looks pretty safe.
For me, it was strenuous. It was a decent hike. I was sweating the whole way up and even coming down.
While there were some challenges, the two came prepared.
Testing out my hiking boots and my hiking poles. I have 2 liters of water.
As temperatures are on the rise again, rescues are to be expected. Emergency crews have already responded to dozens of heat-related medical emergencies on popular trails around the county this year. Because of the heat, the Cleveland National Forest also made the decision to close the San Diego River Gorge and Cedar Creek Falls, as well as Three Sisters Falls trails for the month of August. The County of San Diego has also shut down 3 parks with hiking trails for the entire month due to the heat. The El Capitan Preserve near Lakeside, Hellhole Canyon Preserve in Valley Center, and the Mount Gower Preserve in Ramona will all be closed to the public through August, something that happens every year as the temperatures rise. Fire officials say if you're going on a hike, the best way to stay safe is to start early in the morning, bring at least a gallon of water, and know your limits. Turn around if you don't feel well or experience signs of heat-related illness like profuse sweating followed by a lack of sweating, dizziness, or nausea.
Bring lots of water. Don't be embarrassed to turn around if you're not feeling well.
And these signs here are up around the area, also reminding people to never ever leave pets or kids in cars. As always, too, carry a cell phone if you are going on a hike and need to call for an emergency. We're live in Poway. Mimi Alcala, ABC 10 News.
Thank you, Mimi. And let's get to the forecast as we take a live look outside. It's a scorcher today, beautiful beach weather. Meteorologist Angelica Campos tracking this intense heat. Angelica.
Hi, Kim. It is definitely hot. And I did a hike yesterday. A lot of people were talking about how the heat is a problem, how some hikes get closed. And typically August is our hottest month and is just getting started. Yesterday we had many areas reaching 100 degrees. Right now it is 94 degrees in Ramona, 92 in Escondido, 90 in El Cajon, and also 90 in Jamul. Near the coast is a little bit better, even a little bit cooler. Last night some areas were able to enjoy a bit of a break in comparison to the last month. Over the next 3 hours, you can see conditions will be in the 70s along the coast, 90s for inland communities until at around 7 o'clock when the numbers will drop to 83 degrees. Keep in mind the excessive heat warning and the heat advisory both have been now extended for another day, so it won't be until Friday before we start to see any relief around the county.
And you can monitor weather conditions in your area anytime with our ABC 10 News mobile app. It is free in the App Store. The CDC issued a new 60-day federal eviction moratorium. This comes one day after the Biden administration said it lacked the authority to do so. The CDC found legal authority to create the new moratorium in areas with a high number of COVID-19 infections. It cited the slow pace of state and local disbursement of those housing funds. And it's a matter of weeks. The demand for COVID testing has increased around the county. Some providers are extending their hours after patients experienced longer wait times. ABC 10 News reporter Natay Holmes is in Choya's View with some of the factors prompting more people to flock to the sites.
As the Delta variant continues to spread across San Diego County, and we are seeing more organizations make it mandatory for employees to get COVID-19 testing if they are not vaccinated, the demand for COVID testing has increased. We are at the Tubman Chavez Community Center. This is one location offering testing. This is a county-run site. You can see people actually in line. They've been making their way in and out all morning. Local doctors say the number of positive cases are lower compared to previous spikes, but it is still causing some concern.
Throughout the month of July and now going into August, the testing rates of positive patients have gone up from 2%. Now it's up to 9 or 10%. Definitely worrisome. And I think the medical community at a whole is concerned because we definitely were seeing great improvements.
Dr. Aaron Lehman is a physician with Kaiser Permanente. He says they are seeing more urgency among patients to get a COVID test. As of Monday, Kaiser extended the hours at its drive-through locations by 4 hours. We're told 2 weeks ago there were no wait times, but today was a different story. As you can see, cars lined up around the building. According to the UT, the 7-day average of new tests were just over 7,000 on July 1st. By Sunday, that average jumped to a little more than 12,000. Now, the county has 19 COVID-19 testing sites around the county. At one point in 2020, there were 42 county-run or partnership locations. Last week, the county confirmed it is considering adding more locations to meet the growing demand. Now, as we continue to see a spike in cases, Dr. Lehman is encouraging people to get the COVID-19 vaccine and for San Diegans to go back to those basic practices like wearing your mask, social distancing, and washing your hands. In Choya's View, Natay Holmes, ABC 10 News.
And you can follow the newest developments in the pandemic by heading to our website, 10news.com. President Biden and several lawmakers say Governor Andrew Cuomo should resign. The New York State Assembly leader says the legislature will expedite the impeachment investigation. And this comes after an investigation found the New York governor sexually harassed multiple women. Cuomo denies any wrongdoing.
Facts are much different than what has been portrayed.
Today, New York Attorney General Letitia James released findings from the report on sexual misconduct allegations against Cuomo.
Engaging in unwanted groping, kisses, hugging, and by making inappropriate comments.
This was a civil investigation, not criminal, and local authorities can determine whether any criminal charges will be brought forward.
A vaccine sharing milestone. President Biden announcing today the U.S. has now donated more than 110 million COVID vaccine doses to 60 different countries. Most of it has been done through the global vaccine sharing program called COVAX. Biden has promised that the U.S. will continue donating vaccines to help curb the spread of COVID around the world. The White House says it will begin shipping 500,000 Pfizer doses to 100 low-income countries by the end of the month. Parts of the U.S. are getting more aggressive in encouraging vaccinations. New York City just announced people will need to show vaccination proof in order to eat inside restaurants, use indoor gyms, and attend other indoor events. That applies to both customers and workers. It's one of the most strict policies in the U.S. so far, but other countries like Italy and France have similar requirements. The program launches this month and gives people about 30 days to get used to the rules before they're enforced. Well, there's another health crisis unfolding simultaneously alongside COVID, and that's alcohol abuse. And it's reached the most extreme point in an increasing number of people.
We've definitely noticed an increase in the number of patients coming in with alcohol-associated hepatitis.
The rate of transplants for acute alcoholic hepatitis boomed during the pandemic. It's more than tripled the expected increase. The number of people on the waiting list for transplants rose even higher. Dr. Therese Bitterman with the University of Pennsylvania has seen the effects firsthand. And while it typically takes years to drink alcohol to the point of developing hepatitis, She believes the pandemic has accelerated use.
And it stems from a number of various issues. Patients who've lost their job or have had to quit their job, perhaps because they have to be involved in childcare more so than they had previously. Patients who have been more distant to their social supports, who haven't had as much access to mental health care or, addiction care.
Transplant patients for acute alcohol-associated hepatitis are typically in their 40s and 50s. Alcohol causes inflammation in the liver and other organs. The liver can heal itself up to the point of cirrhosis. There's indication women and people who have bariatric surgery may progress faster with alcohol use and health issues.
I think the thing that we need to think about more clearly is, one, just physicians in general. We all need to have a little bit of increased awareness of this phenomenon of people consuming more alcohol.
More research shows alcohol use is also linked to nearly 750,000 new cancer diagnoses around the world last year. Most of those cancers were in people who had more than 2 drinks per day. But more than 100,000 cases were in people who drank less than that. Alcohol is linked to esophageal, breast, and liver cancers.